welcome to my channel. From this video, we will start discussing OOPS. And what is OOPS? OOPS is Object-Oriented Program. We have already seen the use of functions by using the def keyword. We already use some operation, and in previous videos, we have already discussed the different operations together. Now let's move to the very important part of Python, that is OOPS. OOPS has mainly four pillars. So first is abstraction, second is encapsulation, third is inheritance, and fourth is polymorphism. These four pillars are very important for OOPS. OOPS is a programming style that use objects to organize codes, and an object is a real world entity that has attributes like data, properties, and behaviors, that means function, methods. So in this OOPS, we will first learn what about class and why we use class, and for you to access class we have to create instance or object. So let's start. This will be very interesting. As we already know, or if it is not known, then let me explain. When we look, okay, let me check. Let me show you, then it will easy. Okay, let's go to list, and here I'm going to check the type of this. Okay, so here we have already written the type, then I'm going to print this, and you can check here class. It will give us, when I go to look or check what is the type of my list, and it will give us class type, class list. That means class is a type. So list, dictionary, set, variable, dictionary, string, all are of type class. So let's clear the terminal and let's move to our main program. So as I have said that this OOPS has four pillars, we will discuss the four pillars by one and thoroughly. So first, abstraction means hiding the complexity. That means we are doing many things, but behind the scene, I want to show just a few things, or which is very important to show the audience or to show the customer. I will just show those things. Like if I am making a car, then I would not like to show the internal part of the car to customers. They can only see the color of the car, the design of the car, and also size of the car, but not the internal part. That means I'm going to hide the internal process of the car. Like within, we know that each and every car has an engine. So engine will work behind the scene. No one can see what is happening to the engine or what is going on. So let's start the program. This is the first program, and in this program we will discuss about the class object. When we will start class, we have to know that class is a container in which different data types will work. That means we can use different data types in a single class. Suppose I am using one unit, like I'm using just kilometer to define any distance. This is my one case, and second case will be if I say I would like to have some apple, then it will be in kg, not in kilometer. It will be the unit of the apple will be kg, or you can say piece. Or if I ask, it is the second case, and I'm saying the all things in the second case, that if I go to ask 1 liter oil, then it will be of liter. So here we are using the units piece, liter, kilometer, kilogram, and also we can use gram. So in the second case, we are using different data types. So this is class, but the first case is not class. This is just a variable, you can say, but the second class is a class. The second type of the case is class. If we talk about car, then what would be its design, color, shape, size? It all, this is a blueprint, like a blueprint, and this is called class. And this class, in this class, shape is a attribute, size is an attribute, color is an attribute, design is attributes. These are attributes. So here I am going to define a class using the key class. This is my keyword class, and using this keyword class I am going to define a class, and my class name will be student. Please keep in mind that the class name should be start with a uppercase. That means S would be uppercase of a student, and other will be, you can use small letters, it will be okay. And this is followed by column. So if I say in simple line, here I am using class keyword to define a class followed by class name, and the name of the class should start with uppercase. Okay, and to access this class I have to create a instance which is my student1. In line number 21 I have created an instance to access my class. So if I go to use, or if I go to line number 21, then the control will go to the class, and this class have constructor. So the control will directly go to line number 4. Let me show the line number 4. Okay, let me first discuss this. Here I am going to define a constructor. If I am not using this constructor, then it will okay. Python will by default use the constructor, and it will be hidden. If Python will use constructor by default, then we cannot see the constructor. But it is good to define the constructor by ourselves. So here, this is double underscore. Don't think that this is a single underscore or something else. This is double underscore, and this double underscore is known as render function, render method, or magic function. And this is my init. Init means initialization, and whole this is known as constructor. And within parentheses we will take some parameters. The first parameter is self, and self refers the current instance, which is student1. So this self is for student1, and again and the next three parameters are name, age, and grade. Okay, let me show this whole. These three, that means self.name, self.age, self.grade, these are my class properties or class attributes. So the syntax to define a constructor or class, that means actually we are using, this is, I have said this is class attributes. So the syntax would be like this: self.name equals to name, this is equals to, so this is assigning operator. So self.age, assigning operator age, self.grade, assigning operator grade. Whatever parameters we will take here, like name, age, and grade, we have to, or it is good if we take the same class attributes, it will okay. Or if you can, you can use here full name. That means here you can use as full name, and if you use here full name equals to name, then it will okay, it will work. But it is good practice if you use the same thing. So it will better if I use here just name. It will be good practice if you use the same word which you are given in the parenthesis as a parameter and the class attribute. So when okay, let me, so I have already defined my constructor, and we have already seen this, these are my class attributes. So when we will go to the line number 1, the control will go just to line number 4, and it will work. The constructor will call actually, and here you can check that the student1, the assigning operator, I have created a instance for to access this class, and this is my class name. Mind it, when we will create an instant, we have to give the instant name as the class name exactly. So you can check here that S is in uppercase. So, and within parenthesis I have given name, age, grade. Then here I am calling the constructor, and my constructor is here, so it will call to this. Okay, next, now we will take some user input. As you can see, name, age, grade are 3 parameters, and using the student within parenthesis name, age, grade, I am calling the constructor. But how can I get the name, age, grade? So I have to take some user input, or if you want just to access this thing, you can do this. Okay, let me comment this. Now I have to give the name. Like I'm giving the name Tanvi, and my age will be 20, and my grade will be A. Actually, I have to pass this within parentheses. That's why it is giving me error. Now it's good. A within parentheses A, capital A. Okay. Now if I print my student 1 dot name, then it's giving me Tanvi, because I have written here Tanvi. You can pass the three together, like giving comma, we're giving age, then comma, we're giving grade. Actually, you have to give the student 1 together. So student 1 dot, let me copy this. Now you can pass this together and you will get Tanvi 20A. That means Tanvi is my name, 20 is my grade, and A is my 20 is my age, and A is my grade. Or you can write in this way also. If I choose here, let me do this. Student name would be Tanvi. So here I can write. Just wait a minute. Will be my name. Student name, then column. Okay, and age would be this, and grade would be this. Okay, now let's print. So it's giving me student name Tanvi, age 20, grade A. You can do this in this way, or if you can, or if you want, you can take user input. So let me comment this, and I'm going to change this. We will use user input. So it will a good practice, or it is a good practice if you take user input, because when you will work in any company, so you have to design your program or design your app in this way, so that you can take user input, or your program will take user input. So we will give here, not this, we will use name, comma, age, comma, grade. Okay, now let me comment this line, and I'm going to comment these lines too. Okay, so now it's okay. So we will use user input. Let me clear the terminal. Okay, so we will use the user input. So here I have created a reference called name, and okay, let me start from left side, from right side. So we will ask user to give a name, that means enter student name, and this name would be by default of type string, and it will get stored in the variable name. Next, we will ask the user to give the student age, and this student age will be by default of type string, but we need of type integer, so we will typecast here. So here I'm using int function to typecast the age, then it will convert into integer. Next, and it will get stored in the age variable. Next, we will ask the user to give or enter student grade, and again this will be a by default string, and we know that grade always in A, B, C, D, like, so it will be of type string, and it is okay. So next, When we will get the inputs from user, we will create an instance and we will take the parameters name, age, and grade. So whatever name, age, grade the user will give, it will get stored here, and the constructor will call. Then we will use this, sorry, self dot, that means it's class attributes. So this is very important. Okay, now I am going to discuss something very important. So you know that in list, set, tuple, dictionary, we used, yeah, list, dictionary, set, tuple, we know we uses some functions, but here the functions will known as method. So here in line number 9, I have created a method using def keyword and then display underscore info, and I have to pass the parameter within parenthesis the parameter which is self, and self, we know the self represents the current instance, that is student 1. So, or we can here print the name, then age and grade by using self dot name, that is class attributes. Next, how we can access this method? So by writing with the instance name, sorry, with the instance name and dot operator, we can use here like instance name, this is my instance name, student1 dot display underscore info. So we will access this method and we can see the output in this manner. Okay, let me print, then we will check how it's working. So it is first asking me the student name, so I'm going to give the student name like okay, give me Tanvi, enter. It's asking me age, so I'm giving me age 21, and it's asking me grade, so I will give the grade as A and SC. It is giving me name Tanvi, age 21, grade A. Why? Because I have using here the, actually I have used here the method, and this method will go to here because we have defined our method here, and so we can get this output. So in this manner, we can access our class using instance, and also we can create methods to use, like we were creating functions or we were defining function in list, set, tuple. So here we will create methods to access the instance or class. This is for today's video or this video. Then we will discuss something very important in my next video. Thank you for watching this video. Stay happy and healthy. Bye bye.